What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, as you see behind me here, I got my truck, and there's a motorcycle on this trailer. So, we have a new motorcycle here on the channel, and it belongs to my wife. So, last week, my wife took MSF, and she's been really excited to get her first bike. So, today we went and picked that bike up. This is I think a 2015 or 16. It's one of those two. Kawasaki Vulcan S. So, she's really excited. She's inside right now. She kind of wanted a Honda Rebel. And we went out and we went to the local Honda dealer. We went to Lou Fuse Motorsports. And she sat on the Rebel and she didn't like it. And she also sat on a couple of Shadows and wasn't the biggest fan in the world, but she sat on the Vulcan S, and she really enjoyed it. So we went home, did a little bit of research. I was somewhat familiar with the bike, and we found a bunch of them for sale on Facebook, and today we went and got this one. So we paid $4,000 for this bike, plus we sweetened the deal a little bit with a gift card to our company website, Headstalls.com. The guy we got this from, he has horses, and obviously if you aren't new to the channel, you know that our company here, we make everything for horses. So it was really awesome to be able to make a trade plus some cash for this bike. So I'm going to go ahead and get the bike unloaded. I need to ride it up to the car wash, give it a real good wash, and give you guys some thoughts on this bike, get the wife to ride it around a little bit, and I don't know, we'll see where this goes. The first bike we've ever brought home and been able to drive off the trailer. I'm gonna run this up to the car wash for the wife, get it all cleaned up for her. First impressions of this bike is, wow, man, it's just got power for days. It pulls so hard. I mean, that was 55 miles an hour. You know, people say this makes a good beginner bike. It's extremely adjustable. First of all, Kawasaki has a system on this where the pegs can be adjusted. You can move them forward for taller people, back for shorter people. The controls altogether can be moved. The handlebars can be positioned, and then they have different options for seats. I think this current layout's probably pretty good for the wife, but we'll see. We're going to order a small windshield for this and a sissy bar so she can strap a bag to the back and start traveling with me. I mean, she already travels with me, but she's traveling on my bike. She wants to travel on her own. Also, these levers are fully adjustable, which is really awesome. This bike just has a lot of good features for the price. We looked at a brand new one yesterday. I think it was $7,300 brand new. On Facebook, there was tons of these available used, all in about the $5,000, $5,500 price range. Like I said, we paid $4,000 for this bike, plus we threw in a credit to our company website. So really just happy with the deal. The guy was super nice, and the bike just seems really well made. Japanese bikes generally are. Come on, people. This time of day, this intersection sucks. Oh. Woo! Alrighty. See, car wash isn't far. So we're going to go in, get this thing washed up, and then take it back and let the wife ride on it. Our business neighbor is right here. His shop is directly next door to ours. That's funny. I keep forgetting to turn the turn signal off because I'm used to my self-canceling, or on the choppers, obviously, I don't have any. This cell phone mount will be coming off. I'm gonna put a 0 on there. But let's get her washed up. Alrighty, when we get back to the shop, I'll dry this thing off. The shop's only a couple blocks around the corner. But, yeah. I just realized when I was washing this, I knew it, but I had forgotten that this bike has ABS. You know, that could be debated if you think ABS is a good thing or a bad thing. Some people love it, some people hate it. But I'm kind of indifferent to it, I suppose. The clutch on this thing is super light. Super light. Man, this bike pulls good. For a stock seat, it's not uncomfortable. I think my wife's really going to enjoy this bike. So it's been 2 days since we picked the bike up. We didn't get a chance to do any practice for her yesterday because the weather was just total crap. So today we're heading down to an empty parking lot so she can get comfortable on the bike, cruising around without any pressure. We did a few up downs on the street that our shop is on, but unfortunately because of traffic and stuff, it just really kind of limited what she could do. So the goal today is just get her to ride it around the parking lot and get comfortable. And then once she's comfortable on actually riding around on the bike, then we can work on some techniques. Right now she's terrified of the throttle. So I showed her that you don't have to be afraid of the throttle. It's all in how you manipulate the clutch. That I can rev this bike to 6,000 RPMs and slip the clutch, and this bike still won't get away. So that's what we're working on right now, is just getting her comfortable with the throttle and just the bike in general. This little bike still amazes me. It's just got way more power than you would ever suspect, because I mean, it's a tiny bike. It's not a big bike. You wouldn't expect it to pull the way it does, but at the same time, it's all higher up in the RPM range. So low RPM, like, this bike is just overall a great beginner bike from what I can tell so far. Not really a whole lot of low-end torque. It's all higher up in the RPM range. I think I read it makes max power around 4,800 RPMs. This building back here used to be a grocery store, and next to it a Walmart, and the grocery store is no longer there, so that gives us plenty of room. Walmart used to be right there at the storage facility, and this was a grocery store, and it's got good pavement, so this is where we're going to get our practice in. Alrighty, you guys might see her back there. Oh, there she goes right now. So I've got her doing some up downs in the parking lot, just getting comfortable shifting gears, riding the bike. As she starts to get that more down, then we'll start working on maneuvers. So she did do the MSF last weekend, which taught her all the fundamentals, but now she has to learn how to apply those fundamentals, and some of it she's learning the hard way, which is how most of us learn, right? So she kept dropping the first gear to make turns, and the back tire would lock up. And I was telling her, I was like, look, you don't need that first gear for these turns. Unless you're coming to a complete stop, you don't need to go down that far. She's doing a wonderful job. I'm super proud of her. And this is also a big test in my patience. I'm trying to keep her in the frame there. Because as wonderful as I am explaining things to you guys, I am not great explaining these things to my wife. I often struggle with having patience for her. Sounds like she stalled the bike out back there, so let me turn around and see what she's got going on. Doing good, baby. So she's struggling with the same struggles that we all struggle with when we first start riding. And I keep telling her, I'm like, everything your brain tells you about riding a motorcycle is a lie. I was like, head and eyes, head and eyes. And it's a big struggle for her to get out of her own head and to fight those instincts to look where you're at instead of looking where you want to be. But she's doing good, and it's going to take time, but it takes all of us time. Again, I'm super proud of her. I had to adjust the throttle cable on this thing because it was just way too touchy from the factory setting. So I retarded the throttle quite a bit, but now she's stalling the bike a lot. And so we're going back over on applying throttle, slowly letting out of the clutch. She kind of just wants to pop the clutch, but I think we just had a moment of clarity. So here she goes. Perfect. You're doing good, baby. That was perfect. Is it starting to make sense? Perfect. Yeah, so that moment of clarity we just had with the clutch, a big problem that I'm trying to have to I'm having to overcome with her is at MSF, they focused only on clutch feel and they didn't focus on throttle at all. So she's like absolutely terrified of the throttle. But we're working our way through it. She's doing well. If I can get you all to drop some words of encouragement to her in the comments, I'm sure she would greatly appreciate it. She reads every single comment. That rattle you keep hearing is the license plate. I'm going to have to get a different bracket or something for it. So she's just working on stopping and starting. And it keeps getting smoother and smoother. So if any of you are wondering why I'm not on my bike, we're not out on the street riding, first of all, she's not confident enough to do that. Second of all, I'm still fighting to get her on my insurance. I guess I don't really talk about my personal life a lot here, but my wife is, she's getting ready to turn 21, so she's 12 years younger than me, and my insurance company was not quite sure how to price a 21-year-old who just got her motorcycle license literally a couple days ago. So, and they're working through quotes, but she seems to really be getting it down. She's doing pretty good. She has almost stopped stalling the bike, and she's getting really good at her maneuvers, so really proud of her. As soon as we get her insured, so hopefully in the next few days, weather's getting really nice, then we will go out and I'll have her lead the way, and we'll go cruise around and just log a whole bunch of miles over the next several months, basically, getting her more and more comfortable on a bike. So, really excited for her, really. She's already wanting to do some big trips, but we gotta get her confident on the bike first. Give me a U-turn. You're doing great, baby. So tell me about your bike and your riding experience so far. And
so I'm really happy with the bike we picked just so far, obviously, but I was considering a Honda Rebel 500, and I'm glad I went with something a little bit bigger. I thought I would be super intimidated by it and not enjoy it, but after a little bit going around here and going up and down the road yesterday, I feel way better about it, and I'm glad I went with something a little bit bigger.
Or is your confidence starting to go up with your riding ability?
Yeah, definitely. Just takes a lot of stopping and going and transitions and stuff.
Yeah, adjusting that throttle made a huge difference for you.
Yes, that did make a really big difference. It's like way smoother now.
Yeah. No, you're definitely doing way better.
Thank you.
What do you think you need to work on?
Just lots of transitions, stopping and going, and being smoother with the clutch and throttle and stuff. I wasn't, last weekend at the class I took, I wasn't on the throttle as much as I needed to be, and it kind of created a bad habit, and I was stalling the bike a lot. But after working on a lot of transitions, that's getting better. It was just a bad habit, and I need to brake real quick.
Tell us about MSF. What was your experience there, your opinions? Would you recommend it?
I learned a lot. The instructors were awesome. Obviously, it's a very basic course. There's so much more you need to learn and so many more miles you need to do before you can actually really ride on the road and whatnot. But it was good. The weather was absolutely crazy. It was 85 degrees and we were sweaty one day, and then it was 40 degrees and it was freezing rain in our face all day the next day. But the instructors were awesome. We learned a lot, and they did a lot of really good exercises with us and stuff.
Awesome. Well, I think we're getting ready to head back to the shop, so she's going to take the truck and I'm going to take the bike. So I will catch up with you guys on the GoPro in just a second. I know I keep saying it over and over and over, but the real, like, this bike, it can go slow if you want it to go slow, and it can go fast if you want it to go fast. The thing revs to the moon. So proud of my wife, guys. So insanely proud. Again, if I get you guys all to go down to the comments, leave her some words of encouragement, because we definitely need more women riders. We just need more people on motorcycles in general. So we're heading back to the shop, gonna put the bike away, see if we can get the insurance thing figured out this week. Hopefully everything gets figured out, and then I can get the wife out on the street. So right now I'm kind of stuck riding this thing to where she can practice and riding it back home or back to the shop. And then once we get that squared away, be able to get some cool little videos of us going places on the bike. Get her out with the coffee group, Two Wheel Java. Shout out to any of you who are watching. It's gonna be a fun summer, guys. My wife's always tagged along, but now she can ride on her own bike. I'm gonna go home and order some parts for this bike for her. I think we're gonna get a LED headlight, a windscreen, maybe a fender delete for that rear tail light license plate bracket, and we might need to order some tires as well. But it's just going to be an awesome summer, and this bike's going to add a lot to the channel. I really enjoy this bike, so I may end up riding this bike a little bit myself. That's funny, I beat her here. I took the long way to the shop and still beat her. Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap this video up. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Comment below. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And in the description box below, there are links to all of our social media, as well as our company website, Headstalls.com, where we make and sell everything for horses right here in the U.S., and there is a 5% off discount code. I will see you all in the next one. I love you all. I'm out of here.